If we have any in Spanish, we'll do those at the end. First question for Francisco. We could start with Christina on the far left.
Francisco, just in terms of the leadoff spot, philosophically, what's sort of your approach there? What are you, trying to accomplish in that role?
I want to gather as much information as I can, not only for myself but for the guys behind me, and then share that knowledge and let them do whatever they got to do with it. It could be information could be in one pitch, or it could be in 10 pitches.
And just playing off of that, I think after your home run yesterday, you said something to Vientos. Just how important is that aspect of it, especially for the younger guys?
It's very important, and you guys seeing it right there, but then they do it to me. If there's a guy that I haven't faced, because he comes in for the middle of the lineup, they'll come up to me and tell me the same thing, whether it's what the ball's moving, what we see, what we don't see, and how should we, if the conversation that we had about the attack plan, is it going to work? There's so many different variables, whether it's sun, shadows, there's a lot of different variables that studying in film might not tell you what it's going to be like in the moment.
Tim, down here on the front right.
What did you think of not being selected as a Gold Glove finalist?
I thought that it's let me see how I can put this one. That I had a good defensive year, but I guess there's other players that had a better defensive year than me. And then that was it. At the end of the day, I'm trying to win a World Series. I'm trying to make it to the World Series and then win it. And I guess hopefully next year I get a chance at it again.
That's what Mendy thought you would say.
He's right. He knows his players.
Go to Shai in the back on the left side.
Thanks. Francisco, as a guy who's done some hitting third, hit second career, as well as a lot of leadoff, how do you look at the benefits that you can offer out of the leadoff spot in terms of getting your team started and getting extra at-bats versus maybe the ability to do a bit more damage second, third with more runners on base and maybe driving more runs there?
My approach doesn't really change whether I'm hitting first, second, third, fourth, wherever in the lineup. Just because I'm leading off doesn't mean I'm gonna go slap the ball the other way, or bunt more, or take more pitches. Just because I'm hitting third doesn't mean I'm just gonna pull the ball more and hit more home runs. I am who I am, and I just take the same approach in every spot, every spot in the lineup, wherever I get put on. With that being said, there is a little bit more of a responsibility when you're leading off of you have to share a little bit more information because you are the first person that's facing the starter that day. And then it's the same thing with the stolen bases last year when they say, oh, there's a different rule now, you're going to run more. I'm probably taking the same amount of chances I've taken my whole career. I think my game is not going to really change that much. I just love getting things started. I think it's kind of cool to be able to get a base hit, steal a base, or a home run, or a double, and just get the crowd and the team going.
So you prefer leadoff to
As of right now, I do prefer it today. Next year, I might come in and say, you might ask me the same question. I might be hitting second. I say, I prefer to hit second. Whatever the team needs.
Come to Dave on the right side.
Francisco, we've seen a number of elite players that come to the playoffs and have a hard time performing, whether for whatever reason it might be. When you first hit the playoffs, you've done well ever since. Is there something, can you acknowledge that it's not just the same game as it is during the regular season, that it does take a little bit of a mental adjustment to be able to perform in October?
Yeah, I can acknowledge it. It's not. It is the same game. There's more pressure. There's more stake. I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out how to say. With that being said, every pitch matters a little bit more. Every swing matters a little bit more. Every at bat could be decisive whether you play a game tomorrow or not. So. Yes, you are focused. You study a little bit more in depth. You prepare a little bit different. I guess the same thing with the pitchers. They go through lineups and they say, this guy can't beat you. This guy, he will beat you if you throw him here. However they want to navigate the lineups, and there's different strategies that. Pitchers have throughout the regular year and then in the postseason, and I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of good hitters around me. So I think that's and coaches as well. So I think that success that I've had, it goes to them. It goes to the people that's around me and the people that's helping me prepare on a daily basis. I thank the Lord for helping me be able to contribute. In the postseason, there is a lot of pressure, and that pressure is a blessing in a way, because I've sat home at this time of year and it sucks. So to be in this position right now, I think it's fantastic, it's fabulous, and being able to focus and study a little bit more and come in and be ready to perform. It's cool. With that being said, it's one of those where not every day you're going to have a good game, You just got to have the mentality of the guy behind you can also get it done. They're really good hitters as well.
Let's go to Mike in the second row in the middle.
Francisco, when Otani was in here, he was asked about you, and he mentioned you seem like a good guy and you smile a lot, but he also said he does feel some sort of connection with you in the way that you're both trying to really lead your team to a World Series here and a championship. And just wondering what you've played against him plenty, but what, aside from the obvious incredible talent and what he can do, what are some things you see about his game that player to player that you admire or that you notice?
I admire his shoes. He's got cool cleats. I admire the ability to stay within himself. He's a guy that from day one has had a lot of pressure on him. I've been a lot of eyes and cameras on him, and his ability to stay within himself and to not get too big, and to stay the course. That to me, that's brilliant. He's done a fantastic job of everywhere he's gone. He has managed to maneuver himself the right way, and he plays the game the right way. I respect that. I feel like he respects his peers, whether they're wearing the same uniform or the other uniform, and it's been fun to watch him come into the league and become as good as he has.
Go to Jesse in the second row on the left side.
Curious, Francisco, for a good hitter like yourself, what's the one thing or the most important thing you've learned about hitting from JD Martinez, if anything?
JD has helped me a lot, but if there's one thing I can take from him is that there's principles to hitting, and if I've learned to look at my swing a little bit more, because there, like you said, there's principles to hitting, and there's things that you got to check, and if they're correct, you should be hitting. So I've appreciated the way he has gone about it this year, and he's been one of the best hitters in this decade. And he's extremely knowledgeable, so I respect him a lot. And yeah, he's a book of. He's got a lot of things when it comes to hitting, a lot of drills and stuff. So he's fantastic.
You got one more for Francisco? All right, Francisco, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.